Hey, it's Kim Meltzer, and this is the Esports Mom podcast. And I am extremely excited to bring on my friend EupHo, also known as Adarsh. He is from India, and I am excited to finally catch up after a very long time to be able to have this conversation. We've waited a while, but introducing my amazing friend, EupHo.
Yes.
Honored, sir. Like, seriously honored. This
No,
is
no.
amazing.
I'm honored. Esports mom, so really excited with, the thing you have started with and glad to be a part of it. I'm honored. The moment you said I was I definitely want to be a part of this and we can discuss things and, you know, all of us have the same goal to, help esports grow and, yeah, really excited, and time flies so fast. It's been 1.5 years since we last met when you were in India.
Man.
So, it was a great time and you've been getting younger and younger.
Yeah, thank you. I love you for that.
So, yeah.
I'm only like twice your age, maybe more. I don't know. I won't even say that. We'll leave that one alone. Aw. Wow, a year and a half. I don't feel like it's been a year and a
Uh,
half. I mean, that was crazy. So that was what, September or yeah,
September
was it September, October?
2023, Punjab.
Dang. That's crazy. Wow. That was the most amazing trip I think I've ever had in my life. I've traveled to, many different areas, but coming the second round, knowing that I had to produce and support Valorant Championship in northern India, I had never been there. It was all new to me, and you were part of Seoul at that time, and little did any of us know what we were getting ourselves into, but it turned out to be the most successful, fun experience I think I've ever had.
Yes.
And I've done quite a bit in my life. So reuniting with you is just part of, feeling like I'm talking back with family,
Yeah.
even though we're, thousands of miles apart. That's
Yeah.
just crazy.
Yes.
Absolutely crazy. Mobile gaming is huge in India, right?
Oh,
Everybody has
yes.
a phone, right? So PCs were not, from coming from America, like I thought there were more PCs. Little did I know that it was really more of the mobile gaming scene. And it's starting to really kind of evolve into more of that. If you're a casual player, you can be a casual player and do just fine. But if you're going to compete, right, you really need to understand the responsibilities. It's like having somebody go to school and then they don't tell you what college is, and then you go to college and you're overwhelmed because you don't know that there are responsibilities that come with education and college. And how do you like pay for your bills? How do you take care of your tests, right? You've got all of these pressures. And it's the same with gaming. And casual gaming is not competitive gaming, right? So trying to find that balance for us that week when we were in Punjab was really my goal, was to teach them the responsibilities of life, using gaming as the vehicle to do that. So when I met you all in the beginning, I did the mom thing. I had to walk them through all of the aspects of the start of it to the end of it, and what that meant to be able to be a part of each and every moment, whether it was emotionally draining, whether it was exciting, whether you were angry, whether you wanted to stay or go. Like, we talked about all of that, remember? And had to walk them through each and every aspect. So as the journey unfolded in front of us, and as internet went down one day, and as going swimming at night in these beautiful pools was like another experience, and having to meet other college kids from other different universities that they may have known about but never really met. So everybody was starting to kind of build that family unit. And then ultimately having to compete in a level that they weren't sure was going to happen. And then all of a sudden you guys show up and blow their minds, because now they've got more pressure, because now their favorite, celebrity influencers are standing there staring at them, and they don't know what to do with you. So it was like a emotional roller coaster. But I have to say that at the end of it, when we all sat down together and when you had given your speech, they were different kids. They were not the same when they walked in the door. I think that's what really made me feel like I had accomplished something great, right? Same with you guys. It wasn't just Soul showing up, it was Soul being that bigger, like bigger brother, bigger sister group. Like, it was, oh my gosh, these are like my heroes, and they're right here with me, and they're going to encourage me to do really well, right? I mean, that was just a one off that I can never say we could do. I think you and I could do it again, but to try to bring that out of just nothing into something special. And I think you're doing that now, with Velocity. It seems like you are taking the reins as the big brother and showing them the reality of what it is to be not just human, but if you want to be an esports person, you've got to understand
Yeah.
what that means too.
See, as an creator, influencer, since we are all on social media, uh, we should also speak the truth, the reality behind the industry, right? It's because, like, see, again, one of the aspects to pick up is, like, people will say that you're still doing gaming, you're still making money out of gaming. I am, but then there are so many other things. The payment, it's not like a normal secure job where the month ends and you get paid. No, brands work differently. You do your work, you submit your reports. It takes 30 days, it takes 60 days, it takes 90 days. Different brands operate differently, different agencies operate differently, and then the butter comes in later on, and so it's a process. So people deserve to know the reality, and I believe in speaking that heart out, like, that's why I always tell that, if your family is dependent on you financially or something like that, you should think about before you step into this, because it's not going to be a green ride. There are so many people who are into this, and the population our country has, the talent our country has, it's all in a huge scale. So the competition is huge. The results are also not pleasing for everyone. So there are many things that people have to keep in mind and carry on. So yeah, that's what I believe in personally.
Yeah, and esports is a business. And the thing is, if you're a casual gamer and you're buying the game and then you're playing it, there's no stress in that. You're just having fun with it. But the minute you become a player that is competing for actual financial gain, or you're going to become an influencer, or you're going to deal with brands and with developers, it is a different world. They're not taught that, but it's no different than going to college is an ability to learn a skill set, but you're still not competing you're competing in a different way. I shouldn't say that. I'll rephrase that. You are competing because there's so many kids going through school. However, you're competing in a way that you have to learn and then you have to do very well at the end. That's the competition, right? But when you're going to school, it's pretty much black and white. You go to school, you learn, you get your grades, and you work your way into becoming the senior, and then you're going to graduate and you've got to decide what that is. Well, in gaming, it's different. You learn a skill set, but it comes pretty quickly because most gamers get
Yeah,
it pretty fast because
yeah,
they're creative, not just academic. If you can figure out how to separate those two. And then on the same token, now you're competing and all of the production stress, all of the responsibilities, your team, you have a good day with your team, great. You have a bad day with your team, you got to
yes.
figure it out. You hate one of your team members one day, you love them the next day, right? Like it's all such a whirlwind and nobody teaches that. So they wonder why there's so much failure in being able to help this become a business. It's because they're so worried about the broadcast and the actual gameplay that they forget that there's a
Yeah,
world behind that. And that's what I strictly paid attention to, right? In managing the talent and the pro players and trying to help them understand. And so in India, it made it even more important to me to be able to teach the parents to be able to say, yes, this is crazy in your mind, but it really isn't. It's a different form
yeah,
of business. Now, is it for everyone? No way. It's only 1% of those that play. And think about how many people are in India, right? We're already skewed. I joke when I first came to India and I met Mortal and
yeah.
I met Thug. And I laughed because Mortal could sneeze and 30,000 people would show up and ask him what happened, right? I had never seen numbers at that level before. And all of a sudden now it's, gotten even crazier. So here you are having to really be careful what you do and say because there's more people
100%.
paying attention. In America, if you have 32,000 people, that's a lot, right? That's like five people in India. That's
Actually,
just normal, right? It means a lot,
this
don't get me
guy,
wrong, but the
these
skew is
guys
so
are crazy.
off
Mortal,
for that.
Thug, Goldie Bhai, everyone at Soul, like definitely thanks to them, without them, the opportunity, getting to meet you and everyone, like forever grateful to them, for whatever they do.
Right,
But,
absolutely.
but yeah, this is one thing, that people need to know that when you're playing casually, like the thing you were talking about, right? It's fun because you're playing for 1 hour, 2 hours, having your friends, getting on Discord. It's all fun. It's a stress buster. But the moment it becomes serious, it becomes a job. It's like a corporate. You have to start your day at 9. Discipline comes in. You have to wake up. You have to do your aim routine. You have to do your theory. You have to do your team bonding session. Then you have to play for 14, 15 hours. Even if you don't feel like playing, you have to play. You have to get better. You have to make strats. You have to do,
Absolutely.
like, then things become like you get a reality check that, okay, this is not what I used to enjoy. And then you will be fighting against yourself that, okay, am I doing the right thing or not? So yeah, these things need to come out of the players also. The players also have to express, how their day goes. Playing 16 hours for 25 days in a month, 22 days in a month, playing tournaments, that pressure, that, of performing well, having that discipline, getting better with their aim, reflexes, and everything. And I don't know how, like, I have massive respect for the players also, that how do they do that again and again, month by month, and all of that. Because again, I'm sitting behind, I'm getting their things sorted from being a manager. But yeah, so again, so many things to talk about, so many things to for everyone to know before they step into this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I could do a whole, I almost want to do another version of what we did and bring in, various college kids again and to be able to put them through almost like a boot camp. But the boot camp would be a training ground. And then in that, they would build out not just the business of esports, what their actual goals are, how that fits within. Um, the college slash life experience, and I think the life experience part is the most important, like you were saying, because they don't know what they want to do when they grow up. They have an idea, but they're young. Who in their right mind knows at 19 what they want to become? You don't know that till you're much older. Now, my generation and your parents and our grandparents, like, they were kind of forced into things. You kind of got into it, and that's what you did, and that was your path, whether you liked it or not. Now everyone has choices, and I know even from the India side, like, I can tell that the kids want to have a global connection, but they've got to know who they are first, because the world's going to come after their skill sets. Because I can tell you from being in America, India absolutely is one of the most powerful countries in the world, and people don't know yet how powerful, you all are, from what, not just what the prime minister is doing, but from the country as a whole. I think we've been underestimating the power of India, and I think that it's a matter of time and very soon that they're going to realize that the kids who are coming through college and those who are trying to work really hard to become something special will already have that global connection, but they just don't know it yet. And I hope to be a part of that somehow, and being able to be a strength for that. And I hope that I can advocate properly. That's really my biggest piece for me as I'm trying to re-enter back into India and doing something again, is I don't want the culture of India to stop. I don't want the love of India to stop. I don't want the internal family structure to stop. I want everyone to realize that, like, family is first, and it still pushes the boundaries of what it is you want to do with your life, like you were saying. And yet if esports becomes a part of that next step, like building that into the structure of the culture of India, they don't know what that looks like yet. I can tell you already that we've got a long way to go, but there are the few of us who understand it, and I hope that, as we get to chance to do some more fun things together, that we will make
For
sure
sure.
that those are the priorities as we move forward, right? Because you're doing that as an influencer again,
Yeah,
making sure you reach out. So let me ask a
yeah.
side question. So when you meet a lot of the gamers and a lot of the brands, what are their comments to you? Because obviously they see something special in you, and that is not to put, pressure on you as an influencer to feel like you have to come up with this ego comment. It's more of, what are you noticing? What makes you, like, excited? What makes you
So,
nervous? What are they saying
so
to you or
for
asking
me,
you?
and the family, the audience that I got connected with in my journey, they primarily love me because of the vlogs that I used to do. So, everyone gets to see the flashy side of the sport, how the matches are going, who's winning, who's hitting the sixer. People get to know about it, but very few people cared or ever thought about, what goes behind. Who's the person behind who's, helping that player hit a sixer or, perform better, or who's thinking and making their life easier, who's organizing their day-to-day thing. Because apart from, like playing on the show on the day is 10%. What goes behind is the 90%. And people are so excited and happy with that little 10% that, that 90% nobody thinks about. That, how the preparation was done, how they got so close, how and what went through their mind if they lost the match, how are they going to react and come back in the next match. So I personally thought that people are not, getting that info. So I started blogging. That is how my journey as a creator began. I never thought of being a creator. Till date, I still don't think I am a creator. I still use YouTube as a platform when I feel like. I've never been dependent on it, and I always did it unconditionally. I never had this thought that, okay, if I do this, I'll get this out of it. I'll do that. Yeah, I definitely had these thoughts. Yeah, acha, if I make this content, whether they will like it or not, whether it's gonna have some impact on them or not. So having fun with creators and all that is like behind the scenes and all of that. So that casual vlogging is a separate thing. But I think something I did special and different was as a manager showing people how a team operates, how organization runs, uh, what goes behind the scene, how is their day-to-day life, how running a boot camp looks like. And it gave a lot of knowledge to people that, me not having any esports background, like, any degree or anything like that. I'm a, like, uh, professionally, my educational qualification is I'm a BCom, like bachelor's in commerce with accounting and finance specialization. And I also completed my master's last year. So, uh, that was in marketing and finance again.
Wow.
So it has no relation with esports and management, right? But I did it. So that is what I wanted to show people that, you can do things. All you have to do is take that step, and how it is done. You don't know things, you can ask, you can learn, and you can make it happen. So for me, handling players, it's like, being the wife of the house, being the mother of the house, taking care of all the players, whether they're getting food on time, whether they're maintaining hygiene or not, they're cleaning it up, whether they're waking up on time, whether they're sleeping on time, whether their mental health is good or not, if they're irritated, if they're not getting that focus. You can see them. It's a day-to-day thing that, every day is different, every day their face is different, every day their mood is different. You have your brands to answer. Why are they not performing? If they're performing, will they be carrying this up in the next event as well? So winning is a thing, then staying on top is again a challenge, and then if you're losing, then you have to win. So it's a, like, you're occupied for 24/7 into this. So this is what I showed people, and this is what they asked me about majorly, that, how did you do? And this answers everything, that,
No, that makes
showcasing
sense.
people what goes behind.
No, that's amazing because I well, and I kudos to you for understanding that because I think the hardest part is nobody knows what lifestyle is, right? It's just a screen. And I always had to tell the kids when they were losing their minds, I'd be like, get out of the screen, go walk down the street, go get an ice cream, go get some food, go hang out with your friends for the weekend. Ignore the stupid screen. It is not your life. It is a part of your life, but it's not your full, focus. And that's been the hardest part now is that these kids come up and nobody gives them the alternative to this isn't everything. This is a part of. And your success is because you know how to balance life, work, and fun. And you have the ability to know that there are hard times for a reason, but that's because if you're not paying attention, you're going to get stuck in this rut and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And now with social media being so aggressive, these kids are getting like beaten up, they're bullied, they hate themselves, they see themselves as failures when it's just a learning experience. This is only one piece of the bigger picture, right? Like, here I am older, what I did in my 20s, it's what moved me into my phases of my life, but it didn't, like, it wasn't the only thing that happened. It was one piece of my entire journey, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. And nobody's, really explaining that. And I think that's the hope is, I hope for India, if I could say this kind of like as an outright conversation or comment, and you can share what you think. We did it in America and Europe. We've been doing it for years. We've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, and they're trying to reinvent yet another version of esports overseas. And it's fine. But if you guys can learn anything from us, God willing, that you don't do the same stupid things we've done over the years, is it's this, I've got to one up the next person. I've got to do better than the next person. Like, if you're going to win, you're going to win. If you're going to lose, use it as a journey instead of using it as a failure. And nobody seems to grasp that. Parents need to understand that the kids need the opportunity to be academic on one side and creative on the other, because so many kids in India, that's what blew me away, was I'm not working with just a kid who goes to college. I'm working with a kid who actually has brilliance in them that has nothing to do with the academic black and white. They're brilliant, but nobody's tapping into that and teaching them how to use that as a part of the academic experience. So when they're using their brains and they're like, well, I don't understand how to go from academic to creative, well, it's because nobody's taught
Yeah,
you life skills. And that's the part that I just
yeah,
miss not being able to do. And that's why I hope that you continue
yeah,
to
100%.
maneuver that. And of course, I'm always here to support you in that endeavor. But these kids need to understand balance. And as you show that as an influencer, it's a massive, kudos to you, because these parents, these grandparents, the culture, the significance of Indian understanding of what value is not what the rest of the world
Yeah,
holds dear, and you
that is
cannot
definitely there.
compromise
Like,
that
the
whatsoever.
life skills
You
thing,
know,
that is what defines me, that, my qualifications, education have no link to the life skills I have. Like taking now, I take care of architects and designers, even though I don't have any degrees, still possible. Managing the roster, knowing about esports, having computer. For a fact, I think my family, we are the first ones in our entire, like my uncles and everyone, we're the first ones who also got a PC also, probably. My father was the first one who got a PC. I think I'm the first generation in our race to use a PC and do
wow,
things and get into this. So it is possible. You have to learn, and you have to learn how to cross the road without somebody holding your hand. Also, you might fall. You have to get up, look right,
totally.
left, take the judgment. Let one vehicle pass, cross, wait, and do the thing. So yeah, definitely life skills. Nothing can beat the real life knowledge and experience that you have. And I think that is what differentiates the, like, how
That's
the country is also developed. There's so much to learn, that I see that kids who are 16 years, 17 years old, they start living independently in US. And I cannot even imagine that, I have a small brother who's 16-year-old, will even, make his own food, probably. Like some people do, because I've been independent since I was 16. But I see a lot of other people,
right.
a lot of people of my age who are still living with their parents. There's nothing wrong in staying living with parents. I'm like, I would love to stay with them and, have more memories and go out together, you know, have the same meal together. I totally love it. But then apart from that, in terms of, someone, growing up, taking up responsibility, people learn it so fast and so early there. In US, 18 years old, they're doing job, they're studying, they're taking care of their own bills, paying for their own study, buying their own car by the age of 20, you know, doing, like, checking up all the check boxes 1 year at a time, and by 24 they're well established. So much to learn, that people, that it's just the difference of how things are taught there and here, I think, which makes a major difference. And I think another generation, probably we'll see a bit more of progress. People have started believing. My parents used to get taunted by their brothers and uncles and all the relatives that, what is your son doing? How are you letting him play games? Don't you see the news? He's into gambling or something. How is he making money out of it? I think you're not monitoring your child. He's into something wrong. Don't let him influence my kids and all of those things. Keep him away, this and that. From that to now, like, my parents are proud of it, that okay, no, my son did a good job. Look, people meet him, he gets respect, and he did a good job. And like, the same mother who used to beat me for moving my having a big setup motivated my family that okay, let's get a bigger setup for him so that he can keep both the monitors on the table, not keep one on the on the other edge. So it happens. We also have to educate them. I don't blame parents
Right.
for not knowing a lot about this industry, because again, their generation, they saw doctors, engineers, uh, working hard, completing their education in 4 5 years, and then earning well. So I think they come from that mindset that okay, these are the proper jobs that people do, and they'll have some life security. That is what all the parents want, right? End of the day, for their kids. And they've never been taught that okay, from gaming also you can do that. You can probably be a player, have a salary, get some money out of the prize pool. If not, manage manage the players, have a fixed salary. You might be earning a bit less, but then again, it is a job. Might be into the broadcasting aspect, might be into the creatives field, making thumbnails, making editing videos. It's a high paying job. If you're a good editor, you make so much money also. Like, you need skills for that, knowing when to chop things and not to do, and having the right transition. So even if it's a small thing, it can become big. It's just a matter of time that people will take it as a normal job. Because see, people, it's not like people don't appreciate cricket here, right? It's a sport again, and they're crazy about it. It's one of the biggest sport this country loves, and same thing can be
Yep.
reciprocated and replicated with regards to esports. It's just a matter of time, I believe, and slowly the government, our prime minister also met Thug. So I was so proud, seeing that, that Thug and Mortal, Pyle, so many, Rossi. So I'm managing one of the players also now. He's in my team, SK Rossi. He also met the prime minister. So I was so proud that, these guys have, they are now
Wow.
making a statement. And my father and my parents, my mother, both of them were so proud that, okay, see, my son was associated to these guys who are, at that level where the prime minister is calling them to meet and all of these things. So things change, but you have to be patient. Yeah, like in 5 years, I've seen such a huge change within my family and my relatives that, from telling my parents that, okay, take care of your child, monitor him, he's doing something wrong, to being proud that, whenever he comes to the house, please let him meet my son. He's also into gaming. Can my son also do something? So I've seen that change, and I believe this change can come in the country eventually within a few years. So, yeah, again, so much to learn and so much more to do and nourish.
Yep, we're gonna get there, and God willing, you know, trying to put together something special to bring back to India. I'm being very methodical about it. I'm not trying to rush it. I don't want to just come to come. I mean, listen, if I could come tomorrow and hang out and just educate parents and kids, I would do that in a heartbeat. Um, but you guys are making the impact, and you're showing that esports isn't just a stupid video game. And I hope that we can, maybe you and I can do some speaking engagements to parents and kids, and give them some hope to understand the business of esports, but also the value of esports and how it does impact the world. It's not meant to take over computer science and engineering and all these amazing educational responsibilities. It's a part of every industry out there. Video games are what kids use to do strategy and vision, and they have everything from architecture and engineering to
Everything.
just the simplicity of building things out and learning how to interact with other people. And there's so much that video games can do, but it's just been misunderstood because no one has ever used it as a actual educational component, and I think that's changing too. So we both have our hands full, but that doesn't mean it's going to stop here. So, for that I'm grateful, but I'm going to have you come on again because our time is up. But man, dude, I am so stoked to see
Likewise.
you, and I can't wait to give you a hug when I
Yeah.
get back out there, and hopefully sooner than later. But I'm in it to win it for everyone in
Thank you
India.
so
That is
much.
never going to change, and however I can support, I will. But this time meant the world to me.
Yeah.
I've missed it, man. A year and a half just isn't fair. It's not right.
Yeah.
But you've got the biggest advocate out here, and I can't wait to get you
Yeah.
to U.S. soil, and we'll show you
Yeah.
the
We
other
should
side, the
talk about
dark
the dark
side
side
that
as well
supposedly
as
you're not
the
supposed to know about.
white,
How's
the
that
green
sound?
side, and I think that is how it will, you know, help everyone grow, take the right decision, plan accordingly, and understand the values of
Yeah,
the esports. And yeah, we'll do it. And now that I have the pass to enter your soil as well, we'll definitely, let's see. Fingers crossed. Uh, yeah, the moment.
yes.
For
I'll
sure,
get you
for
here
sure.
one way or another. That's a
So
promise.
like,
Definitely.
yeah,
Ah, well, we'll
yeah,
conclude
yeah,
it here, UFO. But we're going to be doing this again. So uh, stand by,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. We
we'll
need to do that,
wait for
and
this
yeah,
to
I think it's
unfold
getting
and go
uploaded
from
also now,
there.
and yeah, we'll do more sessions of it. We definitely need to talk. So many topics to talk about, so many things to debate, discuss about. Eye opener for everyone. So we'll do that. We'll do this more often.
For sure.
We're good. Everything went smooth, no? I believe.
Okay, now yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. No, Noah's going to upload now.